Hey, and welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today is April the 10th, 2022, and I am going to do a weekly review of my $3,470 dividend portfolio. Today, we're going to talk about a handful of things. We're going to look at setting goals, my personal long-term goals, short-term goals, and purchase goals. I think all of those are important. We're going to look at what I've purchased over the last week. We're going to pop and do a quick mini lesson on exactly what is ex-dividend date and what it means to you if you are dividend investing. We're going to look at my projected payments, exactly what I got paid. And we're going to go out to trackyourdividends.com. It is where I log and track everything with my dividends. And then we're going to bounce over to my Google spreadsheet and update a couple of things. So if you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. My channel is about my dividend journey, my investing journey. It is about my personal budget, my debt pay down, and just all things financially that revolve around me. I greatly appreciate if you take a second, hit that subscribe button down below. I'm trying really hard to get to 500 subscribers, and I would just love if you would hit it. Everybody, please take a second, hit that thumbs up button. If you are a subscriber, thank you. I really appreciate that you take a little bit of your time to come back and watch another video with me. And I would love if you left a comment. If you have any questions on anything, or you want to know a little bit more about something, please put it down below. I am by no means an expert. This is my personal journey, and anything you decide to do and invest in, you need to make sure you do your due diligence, as I am not a financial advisor. This is my personal journey. So the first thing we're going to look at and talk about is goal setting. To help me stay focused on what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I believe that goal setting is key and extremely important. Now, I have goals, both long-term, short-term, and purchase goals, and I believe all three of these are key in me staying excited about my dividend journey. Dividend investing is a long haul, guys. This is not a quick turnaround, get rich scheme. If you are planning on living on dividends, it's going to take a while, and you need to know that. So knowing what those long-term, short-term goals are key, if you ask me. And then you should always be reevaluating your portfolio. What are the things you're going to purchase? What are the things you're going to sell? Because sometimes it makes more sense to sell than it does to stay in something. So the first thing we're going to do is look specifically at my short-term and long-term goals. Now, my husband says that if you want these things to come to fruition, you have to speak them into the space, review them often, and make changes as needed. So let's look at all of these. The first one is I would love, love, love to have a $100,000 dividend portfolio value. Guys, I'm not close. I know I'm not close, and that's okay. And that is why it is long-term. I also would love to earn $80,000 a year. Now, I say this every week. All of you naysayers, I know that's like, I need like close to a $2 million portfolio. And I get that. And I know I'm nowhere close, but guys, this for me is close to the end goal. Currently, I am making $226 a year. That's not a lot. Right now, it would make one RV payment for me. It might pay a month and a half worth of electricity right now for me. But you know what? This is growing every week, every month. This grows just a little bit more. So I'm okay that I am way off that long-term goal. I would love for each of my positions to DRIP one full share. Now, DRIP stands for Dividend Reinvestment Plan. And currently, 2 of the 24 positions that I'm in DRIP. Now, one is full DRIP plus more. One is almost there, but I go ahead and count it anyways. I also would love to have a house daddy. So currently I make more than my husband does. And we have discussed that if we can make enough money between investing and bounces and a couple of other things that we are in, if I can replace his income, I'm going to replace his income and let him just stay at home and take care of the things that he would love to stay home and take care of. So that's what we lovingly call my husband, is he would love to be a future house daddy. I would love, short-term wise, I would love to have a 5,000 dividend portfolio value by the end of this year. I don't know that that's going to happen, because really that's saying that I'm going to find an extra $2,000, $2,500 in my budget I don't know that that's going to happen, but again, this is a goal that I will continue to reevaluate throughout the year. I would love to earn $20 a month by May of 2022. So if you've been with me for any time, you know I was so close. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way here. Currently, I'm at $18.35 a month, averaged out. Last month was my second over $20 earned in dividends. I'm in some things that I probably shouldn't be in. I do have exit plans for them. I'm reviewing financials. They're getting ready to have a first quarter meeting the end of the month. We'll review things. We'll make any changes necessary to then, but right now it's going in the wrong direction. But that's okay. Lesson learned. When I first started with all of this, really, I started in day trading. And in day trading, one of the things you learned is sometimes losing money is the best lesson you could ever have. So, although I'm really struggling with one of my purchases right now, I do have a plan. It is a lesson learned, and that's okay. I'm working through it, but that's why my balance keeps dropping. So I'm kind of contemplating on making some changes to my purchase goals so that I can up that and not break the bank, but not quite certain I'm ready to go that route yet. But again, as my husband would say, you've got to come back and make changes based off of the new information you've gotten, and that's what I'm doing. I want to grow each of my position bi-monthly. This is something that I started in December of 2021, where every one of my positions gets $5 every other month. Sometimes it is a true every other month, and sometimes it's just $5 out of the 2-month period. So definitely doing a good job at that right now, keeping up with it, making sure that everything is growing. Because if I don't intentionally grow each of my positions, guys, 12 cents is not going to drip me any kind of share that's going to do any type of snowball anytime soon. So I had to make a change, and that change was to grow each position bi-monthly. I also want to receive a dividend check each week. That is something that I probably in October, I decided to really start being intentional. October of 2021, I really started being intentional about some of the positions I was in based off of when they paid, and actually have received a dividend check every week since the month of November. This month was a little scary, but I did get a check this week. I didn't know if I was going to, but I did. So definitely hanging out and keeping that goal on. I may need to make some tweaks and adjustments for May, but I'm not certain yet. But I am already looking forward because May is starting to scare me. So I have future purchase goals. I think it's very important that you come in and review these as well. These have changed just a little. They're probably going to change a little bit more next week as I again start to play with and consider a couple of things. My first is to get 3 more shares of OHI. I currently own roughly 3 shares, so this will give me about 6-7 shares of OHI. I also want to get 3 more shares of PSEC. And again, that'll put me at about 6 or 7 shares. PSEC is one that I'm considering doing 10 or 15 shares instead of just 3 shares. But again, I'm looking at numbers, playing with things, looking at financials, not quite certain that's the route I want to go, but I think this one's going to change some. OXSQ, I currently have 105 shares of OXSQ. I would love to get up to that 130 mark. I originally had a 150 goal for OXSQ, but have changed it to 130 shares. If once I get 130 shares of OXSQ, it will drip 1 full share all on its own every month. Right now, it's so close, but not quite there. So I don't count it as a full drip just yet. Aries Capital, I absolutely love Aries Capital, ARCC. I have a couple shares of Aries Capital right now. My goal is to get to 75 so that it will for certain drip more than 1 full share at 75, but that right now is the goal. But everything on this page is currently on hold because financially, I don't have the funds to just start dropping in and buying things. I am working off of a limited budget, but at the same time, with that limited budget, I want to make intentional purchases and not just willy-nilly things. I need to know that I've done my part in making sure that I've looked at everything and I know where I'm headed with my dividend portfolio. So what exactly did I purchase this week? Guys, I did get to purchase. I did my $5 investing challenge. I will put a card in the corner if you'd like to go see exactly what I got. I'll also put a link down below if you want to finish this video out first and then go over and see what I got. I was able to get $5 in FUTY, GLAD, OHI, PNNT, and PSEC. I put in market orders, but my brokerage allows me to put in a dollar amount, not just a share amount. So my brokerage auto calculates everything and poof, it gives me $5 worth of whatever I tell it to give me $5 worth. So excited that each of these positions was able to grow just a little bit more. So we're going to pause for just a second on my portfolio and we're going to do a mini lesson and look specifically at what does ex-dividend or ex-date mean. This phrase can be seen either way. Ultimately, companies need to know who to pay and how much to pay you when they pay dividends. So in order to do that, people buy in and out and shares change hands in a second's notice. So at a certain point, a company needs to know who is it paying. To do that, they've created what's called a date of record. A date of record is the day they go in and they actually see who owns the stock. Once they say and check you off, you own the stock, they're going to pay you a dividend based off of how many shares you own. So how is the ex-dividend related to that? The ex-dividend is the day after the day of record. So anytime you see a date, one day before is the day the company goes in and says, okay, all of these people own shares and they're going to get it. Simply put, in order to receive a dividend from a company, you have to own shares at least one day before the ex-dividend date. If you buy in on the ex-dividend date, you do not get a payment. If you buy in the day after the ex-dividend date, you do not get a payment. I learned this lesson the really hard way back in August. Actually, I should say September. I was expecting to get a payment and I didn't. And I got so butthurt that I was about ready to sell. And then I started looking and went, oh, that's just the naive investor. Okay, lesson learned. That won't happen again. And I will now know that X date is important for that. So we're actually going to go look at two companies in which I purchased last week and look at their ex-dividend dates. So the first one we're going to do is PSEC. Sorry, all of a sudden I couldn't talk. And PSEC's ex-dividend date is April 26th. I took the screenshot this morning. So everything you see here is based off of basically April the 8th close date. So if anything you see here is not what's on the stock when you go look, whatever day you're viewing this, that's because this is an older video and this is no longer applicable. But when I looked this morning and pulled all of this information, it told me that the ex-dividend date was April the 26th. That tells me that I purchased my PSEC additional shares more than enough time, and I will be getting dividends off of those when I receive dividends later this month, when I receive my next set of dividends. I can actually purchase additional shares all the way up to April 25th. After April 25th, different story. I'm out of luck. If I purchase on the 26th, 27th, 28th, I have to wait an additional month before I'm going to get dividends. PSEC is a monthly dividend payer. On the other hand, I also bought PNNT. Now, PNNT is a quarterly payer. Its ex-dividend date is March the 16th. So I know that I bought shares last week. Last week was already April. So the ex-dividend date has come and gone. So I know that the little bit of shares that I got in last week are not going to pay me dividends for a whole quarter. But I'm okay with that because I knew it going into it. And I was kind of bummed. Yeah, I should have bought PNNT earlier in probably March instead of April. But you know what? That's okay. I have no regrets on it, but I understood the ex-dividend date. And I know that when I put all of this stuff into my spreadsheet, that PSEC, I know I'm going to get dividends off of the next time I get a check. PNNT, I'm not going to get dividends off of those. And I won't be as butthurt this time as I was the very first time that I missed out on dividends. So now let's go back to my portfolio, look at my projected payments. Because one of my short-term goals is to get a check every week, I pay attention to make sure that I am getting something. Now, if you saw any of my March videos, you know that April 3rd through 9th, I was getting a little worried because there was nothing there. I was waiting on Jeffy to clear. I think they posted the 7th. Was so excited about that. This last night when I started fixing and doing everything with this presentation, all of a sudden I realized FSPTX paid me. Yay! So stinking excited. So we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. But I am getting payments every week, April 17th through 23rd. Yeah, I'm only getting one check, but that's okay. I'm getting a check. So overall, again, I've hit that goal of getting paid every single week. So let's look at exactly what I got paid from everybody. Now, this is going to include both the first week, April 1st, and it's going to include everything last week. My last video basically was closing out March. I didn't put any April stuff in it. So there's a lot more here than what I got paid this week. The first two PNN or PFLT, I own 3.25 shares. I earned 0.02 shares and I got paid 27 cents. PNNT, I got $3 or I have 3.446 shares. I earned 0.061 shares and I got paid 48 cents. And then FDHY, I own 1.202 shares. I earned 0.004 shares and I got paid 23 cents. And these three actually paid me on Friday, April the 1st. So that was last week's check. Yay! Got 3 payments. Now, yeah, it's not a lot, but that's okay because I am growing my account. And then Jeppy, I only own 1.186 shares. I earned an extra 0.011 shares and I got paid 70 cents. And then the surprise of the week, actually the month. So FSPTX is not actually a dividend. It doesn't pay dividends. Instead, it pays capital gains twice a year in April and December. And I knew that it paid capital gains, but I guess I forgot that it was going to be sometime in April. So it totally caught me off guard. So my 1.870 shares earn me 0.055 shares and $1.28. Yay! So if I take this, and although, like I said, it is not a dividend payer, but instead capital gains, if I take this and what's projected to pay in December, I'm going to earn about 11% on my money. So I'm all right that I don't get paid a whole lot on this because you know what? It's still growing and that's all right. So this week's dividend income wasn't a whole lot. It was a whole $2.96. But you know what, guys? That's okay. $2.96. So I like to think positive. What could I get for $2.96? Let's see. I could probably get, Easter's coming up. I can go get a pack of Twizzlers for my child. $2.96 would pay for half of a fast food meal. $2.96, I don't, you're gonna laugh, at least I'm gonna laugh. I could actually fill up the weed eater for $2.96. Yeah, that's sad to think about. But guys, again, dividend investing is a slow process. You have to be prepared for it to grow slowly. And then think about the positives. Otherwise, guys, $2.96 is depressing. It's really depressing. And if you think back to what I got paid, like 20 cents, 70 cents, please. But it adds up over time and I am okay with that. So we're now actually going to go pop out to trackyourdividends.com and my Google spreadsheet. So I love trackyourdividends.com. It is a free site that I use. It is not connected to my brokerage. I have to input everything inside of here. At the present moment, I do not pay for a subscription. Because I do not pay for a subscription, I have ads all over the place, but I'm all right with it because I know coming into it. So it gives me a quick, here's my balance of everything I've put in. I know that overall I'm up $36. I know that I'm earning 6.59% on what I bought in at. And overall, if I just looked at what is the price of everything right now, I have a 6.53% yield with an annual income of $226. So inside of here, I put in how much of something I own. It automatically calculates what the current market value is, what it changed. I put in my average cost. It then tells me how much I'm down. It tells me my dividend yields, my yields on cost, and my annual income. So I really like coming in here and looking at this and viewing it. It's just really nice. These, again, prices are based off of that April 8th close date, close time. So anything you see here that doesn't align, that would be why. And then my next one, oh, see, ads. My next favorite window is the upcoming dividends window. And it's because it gives me a quick shot of everything that I'm going to be getting paid, both for the month and for the year. Now, this does not take into account that I drip everything. So you'll notice it says 62 cents all the way across. It says $1.27 all the way across, $4.21 all the way across. So because of that, it does change and it goes up almost every month because I get dividends and it does automatically reinvest, which increases my share value. So this is based off of everything that I've put in. Really and truly, probably one of the main reasons that I started doing the $5 is because when I came in, PSEC originally was at, I think, 12 or 16 cents. And it just said that all the way across. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I don't do something, I'm going to have 12 cents for eternity inside of here. So PSEC was probably, actually, this page was probably one of the leading reasons that I now do an investing challenge for myself. I love to come in and look at this calendar. This is the who's going to pay me calendar. So I know every week I'm getting a payment from somebody. Over here, May, like I said, May concerns me, the 23rd through the 27th. So another beautiful thing about this is they come down, and once it's confirmed, that's how those boxes up top go, that greenish yellowish color. So I can come down here, go to the next page, the 27th. ORC should pay me. So let's roll back 27. Good. So that's that Friday. So I'll get a payment from ORC, which will then continue the get a payment every week. Oh, this is another stressor. The 6th was a stressor, but Jeffy came in and saved the day. And then unrealized to me, FSPTX also came in and saved the week. But ORC is going to be the only one who pays me the 27th. So I should probably do something and find someone else, find a couple more, at least one more that pays somewhere in here. So this doesn't happen again, because it concerns me a little. So I am a true numbers nerd, guys. I love spreadsheets. I am going to actually take these 3 numbers. I'm going to go drop them into my Google spreadsheet real quick. Of course, I don't remember any of them. I should probably grab something and write it down, but I'm not going to. This is my, as soon as it comes up, Google spreadsheet. Inside of here is where I import a whole bunch of data that just helps review everything that I've done. So one of my favorite things in here actually is my spreadsheet. And it is my chart inside of my spreadsheet and how it helps me see what's going on quickly. I know that Q1 this year, I earned $54.52. Yay. So far this quarter, I have earned $2.96. I am creeping up on everything that I earned last year. So that's this column. I earned $58.85 in total. Now that really is looking just at August, September, October, November, and December. So less than 5 months worth of dividends. Not too bad considering I've just started out and getting serious. And then up here, it looks at what would my annual dividends currently actually are if we broke that down by quarter, monthly, daily, hourly, and if I actually worked a 40-hour work week, how much would I get paid? So right now it's 3 cents based off of my $57 that I have earned. So I like to do projections out. Let me paste these in. I only want the values. So I like to project things out and see where everything is, how it has changed. So this was 17. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember. 12, 1690, and then 20 what? 21, wrong way. 2149. 49. Yay! So we're moving back in the right direction. Yay! That will take me up to 1850 instead of 1835. So almost 20 cents, not quite. Raise, 15 cents raise. I'm still making 11 cents an hour. Can't live off of that, but it's at least amusing to talk about. Oh, I'm going to get 61 cents a day. Exciting. So this is just fun for me to keep an eye on and look at. This is also really how I know, am I close to my $20 goal or not? That PSEC purchase, if I got that, that would change it. My OXSQ, if I were able to get all 25 shares, would change it. And my OHI would definitely change it. So don't know, but we will see where it all goes inside of there. But we are moving back in that right direction. Yay! It's so much better than going down. So if you haven't already, please take a second, hit that subscribe button. I would love to hear if you have any questions, any stocks that you're interested in. I've actually had a couple people mention some things down below that I'm highly interested in, but again, funds. I just don't have the funds to purchase it. So please, love to hear anything you have to say down there, recommendations, questions. And just thank you so much for joining me today on managing my money with Rosa. Sorry, technical difficulties there. I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.